Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Sage Sentient, and today we're going to be talking about our top 5 mutant characters for, let's see, we started in January, February, March, April, May. We got May going up, guys. We're going to tell you guys what's going on, and we're going to do a little bit more of a prediction rather than who's going to be the best right now, and I'm really excited to let you know. Let's check them out. Let's go. So excited to see that the new characters that have come up within the next few months have actually changed kind of drastically, because as we've seen with Darkhold and Dark Hunter and Web Warrior and Ravagers and a lot of the teams that have come up in Young Avengers and A-Force that's coming up this year, we're now looking at a very cool situation where Mutant is definitely changed. As you can see, you have some of the characters that are highlighted here, but you don't know which order. And one thing that's really cool to understand about this is that, the Mutants are definitely a team that, not a team, they're characters that are very powerful. And at the same time, they are used in so many different game modes, like last month when we had Silver Samurai come through on our top 5. And it was really cool to see that happen, because for a long time we only had Astonishing X-Men, and then slowly came in Omega Red, and then slowly they started moving down, and this is where we are. So seeing that, I'm really excited to see that Omega Red is still number 1, and that's because he is just still the king in Dark Dimension, still the king in, I think it's Pocket Dimension, and he's just overall just and War, still overall a very good character. He's just got the juice. Now, with that being said, we've already talked about him for about 1 or 2 months or so, but really, the next one that comes up is really still Jubilee. Now, you use her every day. She was last month number 2, but we're moving her down to number 3 because the positions between Emma Frost and Jubilee have drastically changed. And now that we have Darkhold inside of the arena, which is really slowly taking over, Jubilee in War and the rest of the Astonishing X-Men team are slowly not the top tier teams that we think that they are as new teams and characters come out. They're still a great team, but they're not an apex team anymore. We use them in mutant raids and things like that, but at the same time, maybe these new mutants that are possibly coming out in May might have a different approach on how to handle the mutant lanes. Now, Jubilee is now at 2, so we're bringing is now at 3. Emma Frost is now at 2, and Emma Frost, the reason why she moved up 1 is because she specifically has changed some of the orders in Arena. Now that Arena has changed with Darkhold, people are using the Emma Frost character inside of Arena to help counter some of the speed mechanics with Darkhold as well, even with Dormammu on the back end there. So on Arena defense. So now that that's kind of shifting, Emma Frost is also now going to be a kind of on probably a top tier team with, Mr. Sinister and the rest of the Marauders, and yours truly, Madeline Pryor. And I only got 2. I got to redo these. But Emma Frost is now climbed her way back to that number 2 spot. She is always going to be relevant with her passive because of the speed. But changing her to Skirmisher has been really interesting by trying to get the vulnerables down, but also trying to get the resistance checks or the resistance taken off for the buffs on the other team. So that's why she is number 2. Now we're going to be moving on to our next group, our next character, and that is Jubilee. Jubilee is still a great character, still, usable in mutant lanes and things like that. Jubilee still has purpose in War, not top tier, but still. Now, with bringing her team and everything, she's slowly being used in other game modes without the rest of the team. Iceman and Kitty Pryde are being taken out on some of the mutant lanes, as other people are adding in either Omega Red or Emma Frost or Mr. Sinister or maybe Weapon X characters. So that's a little different. So with that, Jubilee, really the trio is Jubilee, Beast, and Bishop, but they're kind of being changed a little bit right now. Jubilee is still used in DD5, and I would definitely use her there. I mean, she's got a lot of great punch with damage, and her special for so many different reasons. Now, as we move down here, as we go to number 4, I am going to make a strong prediction here that Mr. Sinister is making a mega comeback. I've been looking for this guy to get to his 7 stars for a specific reason, and that's because now that Madeline Pryor's on the board with the Marauders rework in War, this makes a huge difference to the fact that now that when he uses his clone, he's going to clone the character with the highest damage. So if he targets Dark Phoenix, you're not only getting Madeline Pryor on your team, you're also getting Dark Phoenix on your squad. So that is going to be a very interesting, as we're going to see if Phoenix also makes somewhat of a resurrection, now that you say, and see if this really helps. But Mr. Sinister in War is going to really... Marauders last year were always at the top. They were one of the hardest teams to beat in War defense. And now that he's back with a slight turn of a upgrade or a rework, you have Mr. Sinister, you got Strife back, you got Mystique back, now you got Madeline Pryor there, and Emma Frost. You have characters there where they're gonna be changing things, and now with a whole different concept of how that team's gonna work, we're gonna see how they're really gonna react. So I'm making a prediction that Mr. Sinister on War defense is making a difference in May. Now, also, Mr. Sinister is making a very important difference with Darkhold as the counter, bringing in Eternals, Mr. Sinister, and Emma, and Morgan Le Fay on arena offense. Wow, what a crazy situation you can think of. Until everyone really gets the Darkhold team really upgraded and leveled up, this seems to be the immediate counter right now, even still with Dormammu. If you've seen some other content creators use them on streams or in their YouTube content, you can see the difference of how this team with Mr. Sinister on his clone changes, especially at 7 red. I bought into this 7 red just today. So this is just a really interesting thing, and I'm really happy to see that now he's kind of completed. Mr. Sinister without 7 red at 7 stars really lacks a lot, to be honest. I mean, only 6, why not? But that 7 really is going to do some damage, especially with the highest damage character. Even though the clone might not be having the best stats, they're definitely going to be more relevant right now. Now, at number 5, we're coming in with Silver Samurai again, as he has helped drastically with Scourge. He's helped out with War with Weapon X. He's now somewhat helping out in raids with mutants. He's also helping out in DD5. So he's very versatile right now. Very good tank, really strong. Really like Silver Samurai. If you didn't pick up his strike pass, oh man, I am bummed for you. But Silver Samurai, I really like his kit. I really like the character right now. So this is your top 5 mutant characters, and we have number 1, Omega Red, number 2, Emma Frost, number 3, Jubilee, number 4, Mr. Sinister, and number 5, Silver Samurai. Now, just an honorable mention, Madeline Pryor, we're gonna see what she really does as she enters that War defense and really changes and makes some dynamic moves in the next month. And we're also gonna see what happens with the rest of these new characters coming in for May, as Astonishing X-Men and Phoenix might be changing around. So we're gonna see how this makes a shakeup within the actual mutant roster. Even though you still have Kitty Pryde and you have Polaris and you have the X Factor characters and Magic around, and some other characters that are in here along as well, especially with Strife's new rework. I mean, like, taunting first and making sure that they go first. It's a little different. Like, we're going to see what really happens in Storm and Cyclops doing some damage here. But just as honorable mentions, we just want to make sure that we're mentioning and see what happens here. And this is what we got for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for our next group of origin traits, and we're gonna see what happens as we drop that video. Stay tuned. This is Sage Scenting. Catch me, like and subscribe. Find me on Twitch as well. Cheers, and I hope you have a great day. Let's go.